The Bears versus Seahawks game was probably the worst football game I've watched in my life. Both teams are just, hoping the other team wins. And the Seahawks, this is a pretty good team. Season on the line for them. A lot to play for in this game. They're playing for their playoff hopes and their division hopes. And just to come out that flat and look that bad offensively against a defense that's been getting torched every week since Eberflus has, gotten the boot. Eric Washington, the defense looked a lot better in this game. I'll give him credit. Defense played a lot better, against the run. There were some breaks, there were some cracks, but they, didn't break. They only gave up 6 points. Should have been enough to win this football game. Any other offense, it would have been enough. The Chicago Bears, it wasn't enough, unfortunately. And just another piss poor performance from the offense. The offensive line gave up 7 sacks. And Caleb, I know, he holds the ball too fucking long. I know it. 45% of his sacks have been, on him. And him being a rookie, it's been really interesting because the Caleb in college, we see him in the pocket forever, extending, making all these plays. It's not college anymore. He needs to get the ball out quicker. He needs to know, hey, I don't have that much time. Quick read, let me get it out. But on the same, token, offensive line is terrible. Play calling is terrible. You're having hella deep drop back plays when you're going against a blitz happy team. A team that blitzes one of the most in the NFL, similar to the Vikings. Mike McDonald, they blitz a lot. And these deep ass drops Caleb has taken, still in his drop, getting sacked. Braxton Jones out. Braxton Jones not in that tackle, so you have Larry Borum. You have a practice squad guy in at guard. Coleman Shelton, I've given up on him as a starting center. And yeah, Tevin Jenkins out of this game as well. Matt Pryor is there. Darnell Wright. So you really only have one guy that you really can trust. One guy you have confidence in on the offensive line. And you got receivers running in the same direction, running next to each other. So receivers aren't getting open. That's a lot towards play design. And Caleb, it's just a fuck situation. Everybody deserves blame in the situation, and I'm going to put a lot more blame on the other parts in this other than the rookie quarterback. But yeah, Caleb, that's something he needs to work on next year. And with the new coach and with the new offense line, all that, I think that's something that's going to be improved on. How he's just been coached this year, it's just really gotten in his head, and we haven't seen USC Caleb as much as we should have. So this is probably one of his worst performances. Against Seattle, really good defense. But I still saw some flashes. I still saw some to make me happy about. I still saw enough to be like, all right, this isn't Caleb's fault. There's bigger issues at hand other than him at the quarterback position and, his rookie mistakes. I mean, the play calling, like I said, Thomas Brown, the in-game management, it looks as bad as Eberflus. I mean, 4th down, you send out the punt team, got 3 timeouts left, you get to stop, call 3 timeouts, your defense has played well. So I understand if you're going to make that decision, you need to make it. The crowd is booing and you call one of your timeouts. What the fuck are you doing? That was like one of the worst decisions we saw all year from the Bears, and we saw a lot of those. So Thomas Brown, it seems like it's too much for him to be the head coach. Him as OC, he had a lot of success. If we go defensive mind and we get a Mike Vrabel, Thomas Brown, I'd allow him. I'd be okay with him interviewing as OC. He's had success, a sample size of games that the offense has played well. But him as a head coach, he's not ready for it yet. Not ready for it at all yet. And the in-game management, yeah, that decision showed me he shouldn't be a head coach yet. But this offense, I mean, it's just, this is just bad football to watch. And this season couldn't end any slower. One game left against the Green Bay Packers, and they're going to play their starters because they're, playing for seeding. So, we'll see how that game goes. Hopefully we play with a little more fight than we have. A little more fight than, we've been playing with lately. But I think this is just going to be another cheek clapping. And people are saying Caleb shouldn't go out there and play because he's going to get sacked a shit ton. But, this is football. We want to see Caleb. This is all a part of his rookie growing pains. Throw him out there one more week. Let's see what he can do. If he can ball, we're going to be excited. If he can't, we know it's next year. The season's over. We're looking forward to new offensive line, new head coach, all that. But yeah, this season's just been such a disappointment. But Kyler Gordon, he's the best player we have on the defense. Like, this guy just balls every week. He's really fucking good. Probably the best nickel corner in the NFL. The plays he makes, the athleticism he has. I mean, that, strip fumble should have been a touchdown in my mind. But yeah, just plays like that. Almost caught an interception. I think it was a couple games back, or was this game, where he was, barely out of bounds. Freakish athleticism plays he makes on a game-to-game basis. He's really fucking good. So that's a player I'm excited about. And whoever comes in as our DC next year, they're going to have a lot of fun with him. But this team needs new direction. This team needs new leadership. This team needs a lot of things, and I'd be really disappointed if Ryan Poles is brought back as GM. I'd be really disappointed if anybody on this coaching staff is brought back. I mean, like I said, Thomas Brown, I would understand him getting an interview, but yeah, a lot of these guys, it's just, you need to flush everything in this organization. McCaskey's, they're definitely going to stay. We have to deal with that, but just, there's got to be a lot of change. Hopefully it comes. Hopefully it's an offensive mind. Like I said, Liam Cohen, Ben Johnson, Joe Brady, one of those three I'd be okay with. John Gruden, I'd have to, think about it a lot more, but Pete Carroll, that was a guy that was interested apparently, and really any coach that's not got a job, they're going to be interested in the Bears job. But Pete Carroll, I mean, that's probably one of the most experienced coaches in the market right now. Won a Super Bowl, did a lot with Russell Wilson. They've had a lot of success. Great coach, great at building a culture. Legion of Boom had some great defenses. We could have a great defense in Chicago with Pete Carroll as our head coach. And offensively, gets the most out of not a lot. Experience-wise, Pete Carroll, should be somebody that should get an interview, but 73 years old, that's not somebody I want as my head coach long-term with a young quarterback. I don't think that relationship is, a long-lasting relationship. I don't want a coach to come in for 2 to 3 years and retire. Now, Pete Carroll, we need a head coach that's going to be in here growing with Caleb Williams in a long relationship, 7 to 10 years. That's what we're looking for, not 3 to 4. And who knows if he can give us even 4 years, 3 years. But at least I would give him an interview. But yeah, let me know down below in the comments, who do you want to be the next Bears coach? Who are your top 3 candidates? And your thoughts and your reaction to this last terrible football game, Bears versus Seahawks. But I would want him to get an extension done with, Keenan Allen. I would want him to stay with the Chicago Bears for maybe 2 or 3 more years because he's coming off his best season last year with the Chargers.